Hello and welcome to your mat. My name is Stacey and I will be guiding you through a gentle yoga practice today. Take this practice at your own pace, modifying however you see fit. You may find it helpful to have a couple of blocks nearby, but it's okay if you don't have those. Also the option to use a couple of pillows in its place. Go ahead and get what you need, and I will meet you on your mat lying in Shavasana. And take a few moments to settle onto your back, sending your arms and legs wide away from your body. Allow them to soften into the ground beneath you. Releasing all effort from the limbs. Allow them to grow heavy. Take a few slow breaths in and out through your nose. And as you breathe in, feel your belly rise up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, it softens and falls. Witnessing the expansion of your body with each breath in. With each breath out, allowing it to surrender to gravity's pull, melting into your mat. Start to awaken the body by wiggling fingers and toes. Find some gentle rotations through your wrists and ankles in both directions. Slide your feet together at the bottom of your mat. And bend through your knees, bringing the soles of your feet onto the floor. Keep your hips centered just as they are. Start to reach your arms up overhead, resting them on the floor. You can have as much or as little bend in the elbows as you need. With your hips still centered, start to walk your upper body towards the top right corner of your mat. We're looking for a stretch here up the left side body. Maybe you feel that already. If you do, you're welcome to stay just as you are. Otherwise, we'll start to walk the feet over to the right side of your mat as well, lengthening a little bit further up that left side body. Pausing if and when you feel resistance, a bit of a stretch. Keep the left hip on the floor. Again, just looking for those who are maybe wanting to go a little bit deeper. Option to extend your left leg long to the bottom right corner of your mat. Building on these postures, not because one level is better than the other, just looking for where you specifically feel the stretch today. Lots of different bodies joining us in practice. Just offering some different options for them. The left leg is extended long. You can come onto the inner arch of the right foot, maybe tipping the inseam of the right pant leg onto the left thigh. Or if that's a little bit too much, you have the option of extending the right leg long to the bottom right corner of the mat to join the left. Give yourself permission to ease out of this posture to come into one of the other variations, allowing your body to be your ultimate guide. One more big breath here. And slowly find your way back through center. Depending on where in that posture you were, moving at your own pace. Eventually finding your way back to the midline with the knees bent. Just take a moment here to acknowledge any differences from side to side that you may be experiencing. We'll prepare for the second side. So your hips will remain in the center. We're going to start by walking the upper body towards the top left corner of the mat. And keep your right hip firmly rooted on the floor. Maybe you start to heel toe your feet over to the left side of your mat. If you have room to go a little bit deeper, you can extend the right leg long to the bottom left corner, creating a C shape with the right side of the body. The left leg can either tip in towards the midline, bringing the inseam of your left pant leg onto your right thigh, or you can extend your left leg long to the bottom left corner, joining the right. Allow yourself to settle into the stillness of this pose, breathing into the right side body, the right waist and hip. Take one more big breath here. And slowly find your way back through center. With your knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor, take a gentle rock of your knees from side to side. Land in your center. You're going to bring the soles of your feet to touch. Let your knees open up like a book, creating a diamond shape with your legs. If you have pillows or blocks nearby, you're welcome to slide those underneath of your knees. Arms can be softened at your sides, or you can place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Simply become aware of the body breathing. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your belly and chest with every breath. Allowing your hands to ride the wave of your breath. With or without the help of your hands, draw your knees back through center. We'll bring the right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers behind the right thigh and start to send the right foot up towards the ceiling. We're looking for a stretch of the back of your right thigh, so you can have as much or as little bend in the right knee as you like, as long as you're feeling that stretch. Press firm through your right hip into the floor as you reach the right heel up towards the sky. And draw the right toes towards your face for a deep flex in the right ankle. Every breath in, lengthen up the right side of your body. Press the right hip firmly into the floor. Every breath out, maybe you're able to apply a little bit of gentle pressure to the back of your right thigh, bringing in just a little bit closer towards you. Keep the right leg just as it is. Start to point the right toes, lengthening up the front of the right ankle, the top of your foot, setting the big toe towards the ceiling. Just notice how that shifts the stretch in your leg. Where are you feeling it now? Draw your toes back towards your face. We're going to take an external rotation of the right leg. So turn your right toes to the right side of the room. Bend your right knee, bring the pinky toe edge to land on your left thigh. Keep pressing firm between the right foot and the left thigh as you send your right knee away from the right shoulders. Stay heavily rooted through the left hip. It's going to want to creep up towards the left shoulder. Can you maintain length up your left side body? And if you're not feeling a stretch into the outer right hip and glute, you have the option here to draw the left knee in towards you. Interlace your fingers behind the left thigh or maybe the left shin. Without lifting your tailbone, start to extend the left knee towards the left shoulder as the right knee reaches away. Every few breaths, see if you can check in on your body. Are you still feeling that stretch sensation through the outer right hip? If not, maybe you're able to draw that left knee in a little bit closer, send the right knee a little bit further away. Work towards staying in that point of sensation. Lower your left foot onto the mat. Keep your right foot just as it is. We're holding on to that figure four shape with the legs, and we're going to start to tip the knees over to the right. So as the knees come towards the right, you're going to feel your left hip lift up off the floor. That's okay, let that happen. The left hip is lifting up and over to the right as the inner left knee is reaching down towards the floor. It does not have to touch. Pick whatever arm variation feels good in your body. The gaze can be at the ceiling or over to the left. Send your breath deep into the lower left belly. Gaze comes back through center. The knees will follow. Let the right foot find the floor with the left and the gentle rock of the knees from side to side. Extend your legs long to the bottom corners of your mat. Find a mini shavasana here. Taking note of any subtle changes you may be feeling from side to side and from when you first landed here on your mat. Slide your feet together at the bottom of your mat. Bend through the knees, drawing the soles of the feet to the floor. We'll bring the left knee in towards. Interlace the fingers around it. Start to send your left foot up towards the sky. Again, just looking for the stretch at the back of your left hamstring. You want a deep flex in your left ankle so you're pulling your left toes towards the left shin. Seeing if you can have the big toe and the pinky toe side of your left foot equal distance from the sky. Even weight distribution between the left and right hips. And from here, keep your leg position, but start to point the toes now towards the ceiling, creating length at the front of your leg. Just a few more breaths in this position. And draw your toes towards your face. One more breath here. We'll set up for our reclined pigeon pose, so take an external rotation by turning your left toes to face the left side wall. Bend the left knee, bring the pinky toe edge to rest on your right thigh. See if you can shift your hips here. Find a neutral position where the hips are equal distance from your shoulders and evenly weighted into the ground. Maybe you place your right hand on the right hip to encourage stillness in that area. As you start to guide the left knee away from your shoulders without shifting the right hip. If you feel a stretch, stay as you are. If not, you can go a little bit deeper by drawing the right knee in towards you. Take hold of the back of your right thigh. You can play with the position of the right leg, maybe drawing a little bit closer to the center, the midline, maybe sending it towards the outer right shoulder. Just see where you feel that stretch most. But as you shift the right leg, you want to keep both hips equally weighted into the floor. And the left knee continues to reach away from your left shoulder. Lower the right foot onto the floor. Keep the left foot as it is in that figure 4 shape. Choose whatever arm variation feels good, and we're going to find our way into our twist. So with the figure 4 legs, we're going to start to send the knees over to the left. Right hip is lifting up and over to the left. As the right knee reaches down towards the floor and does not have to touch. Gaze to the ceiling or over to the right. Breathing space into the right waist and hip. Find your way back through center. And extend your legs long to the bottom corners of the mat. Release your arms at your sides. Find a mini shavasana. Each time we land in this resting pose, just taking note of any changes in the body, how it progresses through your practice. Using these moments of stillness to reconnect with your breath. Witnessing the rise and fall of the belly and chest with every breath as it moves through your body. Slide your feet together at the bottom of your mat. Bend through the knees, bringing the soles of your feet onto the floor. Reach your right arm up overhead and roll over onto your right side body. You can use your right arm as a pillow. Let the left palm rest softly on the floor or your body. We'll draw the knees in towards your chest, rounding through your back. Feel your entire back body expanding with breath, moving freely now that it has lifted up off of the floor. When you feel ready in your own time, find your way up to a tabletop position. For tabletop, your shoulders will be over your wrists, your hips over your knees, with a neutral spine and a gaze at the floor. We're going to move through some cat and cow, so take a big breath in, lift your tailbone high, belly drops, pull your heart forward, lift it up. cow. On a cat pose, we're going to scoop the tailbone beneath us. Hollow out your chest as you look to the belly. Big breath in, cow back lifted, tailbone, heart comes forward and lifts up. On an exhale, rounded spine, look to the belly button, cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale. Exhale. Follow your own rhythm of breath as you move through 3 more, following your own pace. No rush to get there, but when you finished your 3, just landing in a neutral spine. Your big toes come to touch, your knees go wide apart. Send your hips back towards your heels. Slide your fingertips away from you as your forehead comes to rest on the floor. Child's pose. And feel free to support yourself with props however you need, maybe bringing your forehead to rest on a block, or bringing a pillow or block beneath your hips. Come back up through tabletop. Right leg is going to extend long behind you. Tuck your toes. And let the right toes find the floor. And start to send your hips back towards the back of your mat, pressing the right heel down towards the floor, as if you're trying to step your entire right foot onto the mat. You can play with the weight in the big toe mound of the right foot. And just see where you feel the stretch most. Send the shoulders back over the wrists. And the right toes to face the right side of the room. We're going to bend the right knee and step towards the top right corner of the mat. Take as many steps as you need. You can even reach back with the right hand. Pick up your right foot and move it forward. Depending on how your wrists are, if you're sensitive, you can come up onto fists. You can have as much or as little bend in the back leg as you like. We're just going to lift the right toes up off of the mat a little bit. We want there to be little to no weight in the toes so that the heel is able to pivot freely on the floor. Keeping the right knee pointing the same direction as the toes, we're going to start to take a few hula hoop motions with the hips. In both directions. Just doing circles with the hips here, opening up through the hip joint. Making sure that the right foot is able to move with you. It's not grounded into the floor. Find stillness in your center, and we're going to hold this position. So again, option to be on your hands, come up onto fists. You can also have your hands onto blocks or a chair if that's helpful. or lower down onto forearms. Just choosing whatever height works best for you today. And you can come onto the pinky toe edge of the right foot, lifting the inner arch off of the floor, showing the inseam of the right pant leg to the sky. If you're all the way down, you can start to find your way back up. Sole of the right foot comes onto the floor. We're going to heel toe the right foot through center, framing it with your hands. Again, using blocks for these positions can be really helpful. If you don't have them, it's worth investing in. It just brings a little bit of height to your torso, a little length to your low back. You may actually find that you feel the stretch more into the front of your left hip using those props. Adjust your stance however you need. Your left leg can be extended long like mine, or you can have a 90-degree bend in it, as long as you're feeling a stretch at the front of the left thigh and hip. Think about drawing the right heel towards the back of the mat, the left knee forward without actually moving them. Staying active through the legs, not just sinking down into your hip. And from here, we're going to walk the hands back towards your hips. Again, a great place for blocks if you have them. Come up onto your right heel, draw your right toes towards your face. Left hip is reaching for the left heel, right hip is reaching to the back of the mat as you fold forward with a flat spine. We're not necessarily trying to touch our forehead to our shin here. Instead, think about drawing your heart beyond your toes. Your hands are welcome to be on the floor if space allows. You can also bring them onto your hips if that's not quite accessible. Walk your hands forward to frame your right foot, landing in your low lunge for one final breath. Bring the right hand to the inside of the right leg. Heel toe your right foot to the outer edge. We're going to send our hips back, slide the right leg back to meet the left, or return to tabletop in whatever manner works for you. Take a sway of the hips from side to side. And land in the center. Preparing for the second side, the left leg this time is going to extend long. You're going to notice your left hip tries to lift up. Can you keep them in line with one another? Tuck your toes and lower them onto the mat. Your left heel grow heavy as it reaches towards the floor behind you. Creating as much length as you can up the left side of your leg. Lots of weight on the big toe mound of your left foot as you're reaching the sole of your left foot to the floor. Shoulders come over your wrists. And turn your left toes to face the left side of the room. We're going to bend that left knee, take as many steps as you need to get to the top left corner of your mat. The right leg is going to slide behind you as much as you can, but you can maintain a bend in the knee. Left toes point out slightly. Your hands are on the floor, on blocks. up onto your fingertips or fists. Little to no weight in that left foot, let it pivot on the heel. We're going to find some hula hoop motions with your hips. Circle in the opposite direction. And then land in your posture. You can keep the entire sole of your left foot on the floor, or you can tilt the left leg open to the left, coming onto the pinky toe edge, showing the inseam of your left pant leg to the sky. The big toe on the right leg continues to point to the room behind you. Pull your heart forward, lift it up, lengthen through your lower back. You can stay lifted onto your hands, or you can lower down onto the floor or block. Just a few more breaths on this side. You're all the way down onto forearms. Start to slowly find your way back up onto your hands. Sole of your left foot finds the floor. Heel toe through center. Coming into your low lunge, option to use the blocks if you like. You want your legs to stay about hip distance apart. There's no need to be on a tightrope here. The left knee's pointing the same direction as the left toes. You have even weight on the pinky toe side and big toe side of your left foot. You can always bend the right knee a little bit more to ease out of the stretch. Or if you'd like a little bit more, you can walk the right leg back a little bit further. Start to shift your hips back, walking your hands towards your hips, with or without blocks. Coming up onto the left heel. Long, tall spine here. Coming into a half split, draw those toes of the left foot towards your face. And that left hip is going to instinctively try to draw towards the right heel. Can you bring it back through center? Making sure that's the right hip reaching for the right heel, not the left. Reaching your heart beyond your toes. And walk your hands forward to frame your left foot. Landing in your low lunge for a full cycle of breath. The left hand comes to the inside of the left foot. Heel toe your left foot to the outer edge. Shift your hips back, slide the left leg to meet the right. Tabletop. Gentle sway of the hips from side to side. Let that go. From your tabletop, we're going to walk the knees back a couple of inches. Send the shoulders back over the wrists, modified plank. You won't be here long. Find some length from the tip of your knees to the top of your head. Big breath in to lengthen. As you exhale, bend the elbows, let them graze your ribs, lower down onto the mat with control. Your palms are on the floor beneath the shoulders. Elbows draw in and back towards your heels. Press firm through the shoelace side of your feet, all 10 toenails on the floor. With a big breath in, we're going to lengthen and lift collarbones, 1 or 2 ribs lift up off of the mat. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Draw the heart forward, lift it up. Exhale to lower. One more time. This time we're going to hold the lift. So lengthen first, then lift up. Holding the lift, but not the breath. You have little to no weight in the hands here. We want the strength to come from the low back. Keep pressing the tops of your feet firmly into the ground as you reach through the big toes. You should be pressing so firm that you start to feel the kneecaps lift up off of the floor. The thighs begin to activate. Gaze is down at the mat a couple inches beyond your fingertips. Take one more big breath in. And as you exhale, lower. Press through tabletop. Let your big toes come to touch. The knees go wide apart. Send your hips back. Child's pose. And taking a few slow breaths in and out through your nose. And then find your way through tabletop. From here, we're going to make our way down onto our back once again. Beginning with the knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. With the knees bent, heel toe your feet to the edges of your mat. Let the knees tip into touch. It's taking a few moments for your low back to settle into the mat. You can place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Just feel the gentle rise and fall with every breath. Heel toe the feet through center. Draw the right knee in towards your chest, interlace your fingers around it. With the right knee hugged in, extend the left leg long to the bottom of the mat. Wind relieving pose. Reach through the left heel, create as much length as you can from the top of the head to the tip of the left heel. With every breath out, gentle pressure on the right knee hugs it in a little bit closer to you. You're welcome to stay here in the center, or you can send the left foot towards the bottom left corner of the mat. And then direct the right knee beyond the right shoulder to the top right corner of the mat as well. Creating as much distance as you can from the pinky toe of the left foot and the tip of the right knee. Encouraging your left hip down into the floor. You can keep holding on to the right knee with your right hand, or I like to put the right knee into my right elbow crease. Just listening to your body, making any adjustments that you need to find comfort while maintaining that stretch. Right knee finds its way back through center. The left leg finds center as well. One more big breath in the middle. And draw your left knee in to meet the right. Hugging both knees towards your chest. Maybe a gentle rock from side to side, massaging your low back and pelvis. Land in the center. Left knee this time stays hugged in close. The right leg is going to extend long. We want to really focus on activating the right leg. Draw the right toes towards your face with the right heel resting softly on the floor. The right ankle has a deep flex in it, but the left ankle can soften, allowing the left toes to fall wherever they choose. Stay in the center, or you can slide the right foot to the bottom right corner of your mat. Begin to shift the left knee towards the outer left shoulder, maybe taking hold of it with the left elbow crease, or keeping the left hand holding onto the knee. Right hip is encouraged down into the floor, ensuring that you don't just tip over to the left. Left knee comes back through center. Right leg finds center as well. Draw the right knee in to meet you. Both knees in towards the chest. Gentle rock from side to side. Let the soles of your feet find the floor. The knees are bent. Soles of the feet come to touch, knees open up like a book, creating a diamond shape with your legs once again. The closer the heels are to the pelvis, the more of a stretch you'll be feeling, so you can adjust your feet however you need. Place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, and just settle into breath. And always the option here to use props beneath the knees to support you, and to allow this posture to be more restorative. Can you soften through the face, the jaw, the tongue? Soften your gaze, or perhaps close your eyes completely. And tune into the breath. Witness it as it fills your body. Every breath in, your body's invitation to take up space here on your mat. Every breath out, releasing any last remaining tension that you may be holding on to. Every breath out welcomes stillness and softness into your body. Every breath out melts you deeper and deeper into your mat. Hold on to your awareness of breath as you release your arms at your sides, let the palms face up. Slide your shoulder blades beneath you, inviting a sense of openness through the chest, the throat, and the heart. The arms completely effortless at your sides, grow heavy like sandbags. Melting deeper and deeper into the floor with each breath out. Hold on to that stillness in your upper body as you one by one extend your legs long to the bottom corners of your mat. Allow your legs to join the upper body in stillness. Muscles melting away from the bones and into the earth below. Aware of the body breathing, but letting go of any effort to control its rhythm or its rate. Simply aware of its presence. Even the breath is effortless. This practice of stillness and breath will continue to be yours for as long as you choose to allow it. I welcome you to every moment of that time and encourage you to take that time that you need. With such gratitude as always, namaste.